Welcome to Austin, Texas. My name is Stephanie Gilbert, and today we're going to be comparing two sit-to-stand workspace solutions. And both of these items that we're going to talk about today have the ability to help an individual to go from a seated to a standing position throughout the day when they're working, whether it's their home office or at a traditional campus location. We're going to be reviewing the very popular Ergotron Workfit A with suspended keyboard tray and the new S2S Sit Stand Workstation also with a suspended keyboard tray. And I wanted to mention that for today's video demonstration, both desks are identical in height. They're both 29 inches tall. Both solutions are being shown with an individual monitor mount, but or individual monitors, but they're also available, can be configured both for dual monitors as well. So now let's just talk about both solutions. So Ergotron has been quite popular with having the ability to have a system that can house an individual in both the seated and standing position. What we're going to see today is we're going to look at side-by-side elements and let you, the individual, decide if this is the best solution for you, or if you're a health evaluator, a facilities person, or someone perhaps in HR that is now making the conscientious decision of having their employees use a sit-to-stand solution. Okay, so let's talk about the items. They both have the ability to clamp or grommet as the mounting option. They both, as I said before, can be in configurations for a single monitor or for a dual. They both have a secondary surface tray that could house pens or papers or even your smartphones, and you both have keyboard trays. Now, where the two systems differ is the fact that the S2S has a height adjustable keyboard tray and also the ability to go from 4 degrees positive to 15 degrees at a negative tilt. And with the S2S, it will go 7.31 inches below the work surface, whereas the Workfit A will go 4 inches below the work surface. In regards to the height, you could just visually see that the S2S is meant for somebody perhaps taller. There is a taller user kit that can be purchased separately for the Workfit A. And where it's really important that, especially if this is, a solution is being considered for, say, a government entity or a corporate entity, that we want to meet the needs for as many of the employees as possible. And sometimes what folks forget is that we all are different shapes and sizes. So it's just important for that evaluation to be thought of, because we want to meet the needs for those who are shorter, and we want to meet the needs for those who are taller. And with a lot of the sit-to-stand items out there, particularly the ones where they sit on top of the desk, those will definitely not meet the needs for the shorter individuals in the seated position, and they may not meet the needs for those who are taller in the standing position. All right, so let's talk about height adjustment. So with both solutions, we have articulation or height adjustment for the monitor. We have 9.5 inches on the S2S, and we have 5 inches on the Workfit A. As I mentioned before, both have that additional space. Both solutions will have the ability to flip up the keyboard and then move it move it away from the desk surface. And that's really nice, because with other desk-on-desk risers, they take up the entire desk. So you'll have, with either option, you'll have the ability to move it out of the way and then be able to reclaim that desk surface. It's all about real estate and location, location, location. But what differs on the S2S from the Workfit A is the ability to, and I'll show you from the side, is the ability to independently move that monitor. So if you are having somebody perhaps come to your workstation and you want to share that screen, now you can independently move it, whereas you can't do that with the Workfit A. We want to talk about the height height abilities on both of the solutions. So with the S2S, while this is in a negative tilt, we're looking at 51 inches off the flooring surface, and then with the Workfit A, we're looking at 43 inches off the work surface. So there is quite a bit of a difference in height of comparison of those two products. Now I want to talk about both products, and I'm going to show you in just a second when it's lowered and for the use of the seated position. And this is where I'm really passionate about for a sit-to-stand solution. So we're in the video, with the video comparison, we're going to show links to NIOSH, to the Cornell Ergonomics School, to show individuals how important it is to be at optimal heights for both our seated position and our standing position. That includes our seated elbow position and our standing elbow position. So now let's put the two solutions side by side as if we are going to be in our seated position. They both are very easy to move up and down, which is nice. And I'm going to show you on here. Right now, I'm going to also show the adjustment for the keyboard tray. And as you can see, when you are looking at the two solutions side by side, the S2S does go much lower than the Ergotron Workfit A. And as I said before, when we are in our seated elbow position, we want to be at the optimal typing level. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I'm not the tallest person in the world, I'm 5'3". And my seated elbow position should be at 23 inches off the ground. So on some solutions, even though they may have a suspended keyboard tray, it may not go low enough for the folks that are perhaps even shorter than I am. So folks, I hope this little video comparison was helpful. If you have any questions on the items, give us a call.